Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I come to you with a Polaroid guide, and this will be a really basic one because film photography is very popular at the moment, and Polaroids are back in the game, and there are many people who buy vintage Polaroids, and I want to give you few basic tips about Polaroid cameras, because it's not so obvious like all the world is saying. You know this piece of the Outcast? Yeah, the Outcast song, like Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture? We will go back to it. So, I want to show you my Polaroid collection because I have two vintage Polaroids and one modern one. I really would like to have a Polaroid 1 Step 2, but I have these two. I have 936 and 935 Polaroids. This one is loaded at the moment, this one is not, and you may know it because of this little light in here. It's flashing because the most important thing is that the battery comes with the film. So without the film it won't work. So if you are somewhere in a vintage store or on a farmer's market and somebody has some Polaroids, you can't try them without the film inside because the battery comes with a film cassette. So if it's not working when you try it, don't be worried, because there is a very simple rule about these cameras. It works or not, you don't fix them. If you put a film in it and it doesn't react, it's just dead. This is a very simple rule. If it doesn't work without a film, it's dead. But don't assume it's dead if you open it without the film inside, so because it won't work for sure. So I have these two, and nowadays it's not so simple to do a right Polaroid picture because the rules are a little bit different than they used to be. So these 600 series Polaroids are great and only to be used with film like this by Polaroids Originals. And this is fun because there was a project called Impossible Project, and they were making first modern Polaroid films, but their films were crappy. Their films were so crappy. Then the Polaroid took its part, and now we have these. This is so overexposed. We have these, and there are 8 pictures, and it costs more than $20. It's expensive. More than $20 for 8 pictures. You have to be aware of that. This is an expensive play. This is an expensive fun. If you try and buy this, it would be shame if you just wasted your 8 shots just for trying. So I will give you a few basic tips. So first, you load it into the Polaroid camera. It's very easy. I will show you on the empty one. You just load it very simply in here, and on the first time the protective layer will go out, and then your camera is ready to go. And then every Polaroid camera has this little switch in here. This little switch in here. If you will turn it here, the picture will be lighter. If you turn it here, the picture will be darker. Anyway, you have to be aware that the lamp is always on. The lamp is always on, and you need to calculate the light pretty accurate to get a good picture. So this little tiny switch is very important with just picking the right setting for the light you have. So be aware of that. Buy one package of film. Additionally, it's expensive, but you won't get a perfect photo on the first time. I'm sorry, but you won't. So be aware that you have to practice a little bit with this little setting to get the perfect photo. And then this one 636 I'm sorry, this 636 has a little other switch, this one, so you can shoot from close and from the far away. This is cool. Not every camera has that, and I really appreciate because it lets you it makes you sure that your picture will be in focus. Okay, so we all know how the Polaroid picture looks like. I have this one. This was I shot it without any settings, so it's terribly underexposed, but I wanted to show you how it looks like when you don't develop your film correctly. This is exactly the same film. This is exactly the same film, and I mentioned the Outcast song. You should never, I mean never, shake your Polaroid picture. Never. Because when you do this, the chemicals inside develop unevenly, and you will get these terrible marks. And even worse, your picture may be half developed well and half just shitty, terribly shitty. So you shall never shake your Polaroid picture, because it will be destroyed. Sorry. I know every song says it, I know every movie says it, I know every video game says it. Never shake your Polaroid picture like this. Never. Also, second thing, when it goes just from the camera, when you took the picture, be sure to hide it in a dark place. Don't leave it on the sun, don't leave it on the light, because there will be too much light. This is a raw film. It's developing under the light. We expose it in the camera. So if we leave it on the light, it will go overexposed very, very quickly, and it will not be looking like we wanted it to. So just a second, when it goes out of the camera, you hide it in a dark place. Please remember that, and your picture will be much, much better. Okay, so now we have a more modern way of taking Polaroid pictures. We have our Fuji Instaxes. I have this tiny little yellow ones, and if you want them to look like this, you may want to pick an Instax wide. I really regret that I didn't buy an Instax wide, but I have this one and I use it when I'm somewhere with my friends and I will just put them in my journal later. So this little camera gives you pictures like this. This is my old wall. Yeah, so you will get pictures like this. And with the Instax, it's much easier to get a correctly developed photo, so you don't have to worry that much, because with the vintage ones, it's a little bit different. But with this one, it's easy. You just point, you shoot, and you have a photo. Be aware, you hide it in a dark place, right when it goes off the camera. Please do this. And the film looks like this. It's also this one is cool because it has this airmail frame. Oh my god, how it's overexposed. You have it with this airmail frame. This one is cool. I haven't tried it. This is my last package. No, I have 2 more left, so this is one of the packages I have left. These come correctly much easier, and I really recommend getting these one or Instax White if you're new, if you want to just shoot pictures with your friends, if you want to have some ephemera from your adventures. And if you are a more advanced user, you may want to start experimenting with the vintage Polaroids. You have to be aware of more things. So these are great quality. Really, the prices of the films are pretty the same, but in these ones in Instax you get 10 sheets instead of 8, so you have 2 more for the same price as the original Polaroid. So in this Fujifilm ones you get 2 more pictures than in the original Polaroid, and there is less possibility that you will screw up your picture. Alright, if you have any more questions, I will be more than happy to answer. And yeah, ask them down below. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was helpful, even a little bit. Yeah, if you did, leave it some love and see you in the next one. Bye!